Welcome back to another episode of Live Stream Lee. My name is Lee Thurburn, and I'm your host today, as I am every day at 3 o'clock. And as we always do, we talk about things that I hope and think will help you grow your business faster. For the last couple of weeks, we've been delving or diving into how to build a cell phone app for your business. Now, the particular example that I'm using is a multi-vendor marketplace cell phone app. It's a relatively complicated one, but by no means the most complicated. And the idea of the multi-vendor marketplace app is to build the capability on a cell phone for you to offer to your audience the ability to shop with a variety of vendors, just like people can do on the Etsy.com website. Now, I'm doing this not because I think you need a multi-vendor marketplace app. I'm doing it because I want you to get a sense of how the development of cell phone apps has changed in the last couple of years. I'm using a tool called Adalo, which is a no-code software development tool. And what that really means is you don't have to know how to write software code to be able to develop cell phone and website apps. Now, an app is different from a website. An app is a set of interrelated functionalities that do things, do a lot of things. And it's a lot more than, well, of course, you know what a cell phone app, you have apps on your cell phones. Whether it's on a website or on your cell phone, there's a lot of functionality that goes into things like a multi-vendor marketplace. Now, purchasing a cell phone app up until the last couple of years has cost anywhere from $3,000 or $4,000 on the low end side up to $10,000, $20,000 on the high end side. And that has changed because of what I'm using and demonstrating to you. So my purpose in showing you this is to give you a sense of how the technology has changed and is changing to lower the cost and increase the functionality so that when you start looking for an app for your business and your mind starts thinking about all the different cool things that an app could do for you, that you have a better sense of what's involved in building the app so that you get fair pricing. Now, we also build and deliver apps for clients, and what I'm actually showing you how to build is going to be something that I'm going to be using myself and making available to clients. But the purpose, again, of this demo is to show you how to do it. Now, I'm going to go ahead and just jump right in to the app. So let me go ahead and I'm going to back up a little bit and zoom in, scroll down, move this over. And so this is the app as it stands. And honestly, it's gotten to the point in terms of size now that I think a little more organization is needed in the navigation before we dig in and start adding more functionality. And so what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to do a quick preview. I'm going to click on the preview and we're going to look at the app. Okay, so after you log in, this is the screen that you land on. This is the home screen. And you can see that you can edit a profile, view a profile, add a product to view products, add vendors, add a vendor or view vendors, and view a cart. Okay, but it is, I think, not very friendly. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to try to get rid of some of these buttons by first adding some navigation that I think makes sense. So I'm going to close this, and here is the screen that we are looking at. And I want you to notice that the four screens that run across here have a header navigation area. And then as I scroll up, the edit profile, the edit products, they don't have any navigation. Down here, the add product and delete products, they don't have any navigation. And as we go over and look at the add vendor screen, vendor detail, and the edit vendor screens, also no navigation. So I'm going to try to change this up just a little bit. So I'm going to go back over to the home screen. and we're going to put a footer navigation in. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to open my components. I'm going to go down to the navigation section and grab a tab bar, and I'm just going to grab it and put it on the bottom of the home section. So there you'll see it is. So now I'm going to zoom, and you'll see that there are 5 icons, 5 tabs, and we're going to take this one that's profile, and we're going to add it to or connect it to the user's profile page. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down, and that's the 4th tab. So I'm going to go to the 4th tab, and I'm going to add an action when you tap on the 4th tab, and we're going to link it to the profile page. Here it is, profile page. Okay, and that's all we're going to do. We're just going to link it. Now, I'm going to turn off a couple of other things. I'm going to turn off the 5th tab, the 2nd, and the 3rd tab. We can come back and turn them on later if we want to. So here's the 5th tab, and you'll see that it's got a little switch. I'm just going to click the switch, and the 5th tab goes away. Now I'm going to come up to the 2nd tab, which is a search icon. I'm going to turn that one off. And for now, I'm going to turn the 3rd one off because for now, I'm only going to want 2. Let's just do that, and now let's see what the first tab. We are on the home page, and the first tab, if I try to link to the home page, you're going to see that the home page doesn't come up as a link that's available, and that's because I'm already on the home page. Okay, so over here on the right, you see I've got a tab that also is duplicated. It's a duplicate of this tab. Not quite sure how that got there. Maybe I added that previously. And so we're going to look at the first tab, and it is a link to the home page. And we're going to look at the 4th tab, and it's already a link to the profile page. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom out a little bit. And I want you to notice that this tab, actually, let me zoom in and click just on the tab. This tab is not on any other pages. So I'm hitting Control-C and Control. And now I'm going to highlight this page. I'm going to hit Control-V. I'm going to do the same thing up here. Control-V, 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 Control-V. I'm going to add it here. I'm going to add it here. And I'm going to add it here. Okay, so now as I zoom in, you'll see that the tab has been added to the bottom of all the pages. Because of that, I can now get rid of, if I go over here to the this page, I can get rid of the view profile link because we don't need it anymore. We have that down here at the bottom. I can also do some other things if I want to. Now, if I click on View Vendors, should I be able to add products myself from here, or should I go to the product page? Where do products and vendors? Viewing vendors is something I might want to leave on this page, so I'm just going to move that up. But if I add a product, don't I really need to be a vendor first? And if I want to view vendors, I'm going to move that up. Do I want to add myself from this home page, or do I want to go to the vendors page and add myself as a vendor on the vendors page? So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that. I'm going to click on Add Vendor. I'm going to make that something that I can add from the vendors page. Okay, so I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to Control-C, and now I'm going to go over to my vendors page, my vendors list page. Here it is, and I'm going to just go ahead and click on this. I'm going to click Control-V to paste, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this down so that I can move this down. Now I'm going to take the button and put it up at the top, and I'll just position this back a little bit so I can add vendors. So what I want to do, I'm going to zoom in a little bit, and I'm just going to square this button up. So I have it currently rounded, so I'm going to drag it all the way over and make it square. And I'm going to extend it on out. And so now on the View Vendors page, I have a button that says Add Vendor. Now, I might not want to add a vendor. I might want to call this Upgrade to Vendor. Okay, so we're going to just call that Upgrade to Vendor. We're doing that in preparation for charging people to upgrade to vendor. So right now, you just simply become a vendor by clicking on Upgrade to Vendor. So what I can now do is I can come back over to I'm scrolling over to the left, to my home page, and the Add Vendor link can go away because I just copied it. So now I've got Add Products. Okay, so I need to have a vendor profile page. So let's see here. Let's go in to, I think I have, let's see, edit vendor, vendor list, add vendor, vendor detail. Yep, here's a vendor detail page. It might make sense for me to add products from my vendor detail page, or if I am a vendor, from my own personal profile page. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add products from the vendor detail page. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead and zoom in. I'm going to grab this Add Product button. I'm going to Control-C and copy it. And now I'm going to go over to the vendor detail page. Here it is. And I'm going to scroll up just a little. And I'm just going to go ahead and click. I'm going to Control-V. That's going to just paste it right in the middle. And so I don't necessarily want that right in the middle. So I think what I'm going to do is, this is a vendor detail page. Let's do this. Let's take the picture, and instead of making it huge, let's make this a little bit smaller, like a logo. And we're going to want a header here. So let's move it down just a little bit. Let's grab this header over here. I'm Control-C. I'm going to come over to vendor detail, Control-V. Now I'm going to rename this header vendor detail. So I'm going to come up here to the app bar, and I'm just going to name it the same as the page. And then I'm going to come down, and I'm going to click on, let's see, so that's the app bar name. We're going to come down to the title, and we're going to change the title detail. Okay, and so now you'll see that it says vendor detail. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Add Product button, make it small. I'm just going to fit it right up here, and I'm going to square it up so that it kind of looks like it belongs there. I want to bring it out to where it's at the halfway point. So now I have an Add Product button right here. Now I can go ahead and move this around. So I'll put the vendor name, vendor address. We're just kind of rearranging things. I'm going to zoom in a little bit so I can get a little bit more granular control on how I space things. Now, you know, I think in most cases of city, state, and zip can fit on one line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and move this a little bit, and I'm going to move over so we can see the full width of this screen. So this is about the middle. So I'm going to bring it over a little bit because city names can be a little bit long. And then I'm going to bring the state up, and states are typically two digits. I'm going to bring the zip code up and put it at the end. So now I have these all on the same line right next to each other. I'm going to bring their phone up. Okay, so everything looks like it's nice and evenly spaced. And then let's make the vendor phone something that a person could tap on if they're on the vendor page. Okay, so what we're going to do is we've got the vendor phone number in here. Let's click on the little red icon and look at the format. Let's make it a no formatting. So in other words, it doesn't look like a dollar, it doesn't look like, you know, just a big number with commas. Okay, now let's take action, link to a website, and let's make this a link that somebody can tap on. So if we type PEL : and then we put in the vendor phone number. So let's go ahead and put the vendor phone number right in there and say done. When the vendor phone number shows up, it'll actually be a link. So now I'm going to zoom out a little bit and come back over here. And now I'm going to zoom into the home screen. And so we've got a number of things here. So I've gotten rid of my add products. Don't need to add products here anymore. I've got a view cart. You know, a view cart might look kind of nice down at the bottom, but people may not notice that. So for the moment, let's just do this. Let's go ahead and let's see, view products, view vendors. I guess vendors would be typically before products. View, so view cart and edit profile. You know what? If I want to edit my profile, shouldn't I be able to do that from my profile page? So let's copy this, Control C, and now let's go up and find well, I've lost my profile page. Here it is. Is this it? Yeah, here's my profile page. Okay, so let's go into my profile page. Now, if this is a profile, this is typically of a person. So we don't need a huge picture of a person. So let's go ahead and do this. Okay, so we're going to make that picture there. And people, often pictures look nice for people if they're rounded. So we're going to click on Edit Styles for the image. And we're going to come down here. We're going to turn rounding on all the way to the right. And that makes it nice and round. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and paste the image, the button that I've got. And I'm going to make this profile button stick right here. And let's make it only visible if basically if this is our profile page. So I've got the button highlighted. I'm going to click on the triple dots, change visibility, and it says always visible. Okay, so how do we know that this profile is the logged in user's profile? Well, I'm not quite sure. Let's go look at this. Let's try making it sometimes visible, and let's see what we got. If the logged in user is, well, we don't really have any other way of knowing who this person is. So if the logged in username, so let's go look at this profile page by clicking on the word profile, and let's see what kind of data we have available to look at. Okay, we don't have any linked data. And you know what? The edit profile button, the actual truth is the only people that can see the profile are the people that own the profile, right? So for now, it's okay to make the edit profile button visible all the time. I just got to thinking about it and decided that we don't really need to do this. So I'm going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to go ahead and square the corners up. So because I kind of like the way that looks. Now you can do whatever you want to. I'm going to square the corners up. I'm going to move this button up here into the corner, and I'm just going to make it about halfway. And so now we just have an edit profile button sort of hanging there. And you know what you can do if you make it stand out a little bit, you can come down here and let's see, we've got shadowing turned on. Let's see here what we can do. Can we edit the shadowing, uppercase, rounding? Okay, we can't really do anything to that. So I'm just going to leave the edit profile button kind of alone there. And now let's take the full name and move up. And we're going to take the phone number and move up. And what else have we got down here? We've got street, city. Now I'm going to highlight city. I'm going to hold the shift key down, hit on state and zip. That allows me to move all three of them together. And so I moved those, and then we're going to move these order items up. All right, now let's go see what we've got here. I'm going to click on preview, and oh, I forgot. When it comes up, you'll see I've got an edit profile button up there. So don't really need that. So let's just do this. Let's move over on our home screen and get rid of the edit profile. And now we're going to, now we're just going to test things. So I'm going to go to profile. And from here, I can click on Edit Profile, and that gives me the ability to come in and change anything I want to in my profile. If I click Update, that should take me back to my Edit Profile. Now, if I click on the Home down here at the bottom, that'll take me back to the home screen. I can go to the Profile, Home screen. I can just kind of circle around. I can edit the profile. That's all neat. Now let's go to View Vendors. Okay, so I've got two vendors. I've got XYZ and ABC. So if I click on XYZ, I can add a product. So if I click Add Product, now I can add another product. If I click Home, I go back. You know what would be nice on the vendors page? If I click on View Vendors and I click on XYZ, and then I click on my product page. Well, actually, I don't click on my Add Product page. I don't have any header on the Add Product that lets me go backwards. It'd be nice to be able to go backwards. So let's go ahead and zoom out and notice that we'll zoom in, Add Product, Delete Product, Add Vendor, and then up here I've got the Edit Vendor, Edit Product, Edit Profile. They don't have headers. So I'm going to just zoom in. I'm going to grab this profile page header. I'm going to come here to the Edit Profile. I'm going to move the box down. I'm going to click on it. I'm going to paste it. I'm going to come over here, move the box down. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to paste. Now this is going to be renamed Edit Profile, the same as the screen. Edit Profile. I'm going to come down and change the title to Edit Profile. Okay, now over here, Edit Product. So I'm going to take and I'm going to change the app bar to be Edit Product. I'm done. I'm going to come down here. I'm going to click Title, and we're going to call this Edit Product. Okay, so now that screen says what we want it to. Now we're going to scroll down here. We're going to paste it in, Add Product. I'm going to go ahead and let's zoom in just a little bit, move this down just a little bit. Now we're going to change the app bar to call it Add Product. Okay, done, and come down to the title, and we're going to call it Add Product. Okay, now, so we're just going to copy that, and we're going to move over to the right. And on this page, we're going to call this Delete Product Warning. So I'm going to paste this in and delete product warning. Done. And let's change the title again to delete product warning. Okay, now let's come over here to the, how do I get over there? There we go. I'm going to come over to the right. This is our Add Vendor page. So we're going to just go ahead and paste that in, move this down just a little. It already says Add Product, so we're just going to change it to say Vendor. Done. We're going to come down here, Title. Now we're going to change this to be Vendor. And we're done with that. And let's zoom out and see, yep, we forgot the edit. So we're going to, whoops, let's go zoom in. We're going to paste it in here. We're going to move that down just a little. This is going to be Edit Vendor. So we're going to change that to be Edit Vendor, done. And then we're going to come down and we're going to change the title. Change the title to be Edit Vendor. Okay, now if we back up and we kind of zoom in a little bit, every page has a footer. And looky here, this page has a footer right in the middle, so we just need to drag it down. Okay, so if we want to put footers on the other pages, we can do so. Let me just scoot that over just a little so it's nice and neat. So I can go ahead and add it to this page. Copy it. Let's come on down here. So we got one on that page. I'm going to put one on the cart page at the bottom. Looks like now we have, let's just kind of scan across. Whoops, got to click off, scan across. So the only one we don't have is on a product to detail page. We'll paste it down at the bottom. So now we've got navigation on all of our pages. And what we've done is we've significantly streamlined the home page, which gives us the ability to come in and add some other functionality now that we're getting close to being ready to convert this into a true multi-vendor marketplace. But the next thing that we really need to do now that we've cleaned this up, the next thing that we really need to do is we need to create orders. Now, an order is your history. So we already created order items. So let me just go ahead and go over here and remind you of what we did. So order items on this page, and I'll zoom in a little bit. This is the stuff we did on Thursday. We did it yesterday. Order items allow us to add products from a vendor into a cart, and then we can check out purchase. We can adjust the quantity, and then we can check out and purchase those products. But we don't yet actually have an order in the sense of a history. We've got a cart, but once we've paid for them, at this moment, it kind of just disappears. And so what we need to do is we need to create an orders history so that the people that buy can have a history of what they bought. And then, of course, we're going to need to add sales taxes and shipping fees and things like that. So we still have quite a bit left to do, but let's just take a quick look at how we've cleaned this up. I'm going to go to preview, and now we land on a page that is a little bit less cluttered in terms of the number of buttons. So if I want to go to view vendors, I can click here and I can go to view vendors. And if I want to upgrade to become a vendor, I can click here and I can create my own vendor account. Now I can click the back button and go backwards. If I want to look at XYZ, I can click here and I can go here. Now, because I am the owner of XYZ and currently I basically am the only account here, and I've created all the vendors, I can actually edit products. I can click on add product. I can add a product. I can come down here, I can click on edit products. So I go to an edit product screen and I can edit this product if I want to. And wherever I am, I can jump around, like I can go to home and I can jump back on home, and then I can view products. So here I come and look at all the products that all the vendors are offering. And, it just gives us real nice navigation. I can click on edit profile, and now I'm in my edit profile. Actually, that takes me to edit profile. I might have wanted to go to my actual profile, but if I just click down here and click update, I think that'll take me to my actual profile screen. There we go, which I can go back in and edit. Now, we need to look here at this list. Obviously, this list has got some issues. So we still have some cleanup to do, but we now have a much cleaner navigation looking app, and we're ready to go ahead and add an orders page. So I think it made sense to take a little time today, put a little organization to it so that as we start to add multiple different accounts with multiple different vendors and multiple different products, that it will begin to actually just sort of fit in and make more sense. We are now out of time. I think we accomplished a lot today. We certainly went through relatively quick, but you should have been following along, and I suspect that you will not have had any problem being able to keep up. So I want to thank you for your time today and just remind you that ApricotRocket.com, let me click over here and give you a couple of links. ApricotRocket.com is where you can go to get a free account on our CRM system. Go to AppyRocket.com to learn more about our apps, and go to LivestreamLee.com to see an archived history of all the shows that I've done, and just be able to watch and sequence all of these tutorials on $1. Thank you for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you on Monday at the same time as we'll continue the build. And on Monday, my plan is to build an orders page so that you can see a history of your orders. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you then, and